Welcome back to the GNC Family Farms. What happens on the farm stays on the farm. But not today. We're going to let it all hang out. It's Wednesday. Happy Wacky Wednesday, everybody. Tomorrow is Friday Eve. Let me get these off. I thought it'd be a little wacky today. Oh, boys and girls. It is the 21st of May. Wow. Where has the time gone? Well, this week has been a little busy. I finished putting out the getting the gazebo ready. Officially, the season has started. I yesterday finished up putting out the rest of the spring decorations and all that stuff, all that fun jazz, and making sure the property looks decorated and looks good. Memorial Day weekend is coming up. Can't believe it's already Memorial Day. Yes, I'm still battling a cold. So I'm still battling a cold. I thought it was allergies. Part of it I think is allergies. Part of it I think is the cold. It's just hard to say. I'm managing it though. Every day I just do a little bit here and a little bit there. Yesterday, like I said, I got everything put out before the rain came in. Right now it's a little sunny outside. We are under a severe thunderstorm warning for the rest of today through the night. Possible tornadoes. But we're in the 60s. Overnight we got down to the low 40s. It's definitely already starting to shape up to be interesting, I think, summer. Because like I said, it's rain. It seems like it just, we get a break and then it comes. Now, Memorial Day weekend, there's always this myth here in Ohio that if it rains on Memorial Day, then I think you got 3 weekends of rain or something like that. So, means that the way it's shaping up right now, it looks like we're going to have rain on Saturday, which we are having a family cookout here on the farm. Nothing big. We were going to have the pool open by then, but with the temperatures being so cold and everything, it's just pointless to do that. I do have the pool all hooked up. I have not started to do the process of getting it filtered and cleaning and all that. I just did all the hookups, and then I'll probably next week get things going again. And looks like there might be some dry days. Oh, excuse me. Some dry days out there. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's going to be a chilly weekend, it looks like. So it's going to be too cold to get in the pool anyway. So I got Carmen all riled up because she saw me. She got for her birthday a big unicorn wrap for the pool. So I blew that up the other day, and yeah, needless to say, that got her all up and roused up for the pool. So it's like, when can we go swimming? It's going to be summer. And I'm like, it's not summer yet. It's still spring. We had that conversation today. She doesn't understand that it officially is not summer yet, even though today is her last day of school. So she's excited to get ready for her summer break, but she thinks that because today is her last day of school, the summer starts. Gotta love kids. Excuse me. I'm trying to think what else. Like I said, today's going to be a short video. It's not. There wasn't much to report. Just basically kind of bring you up to date, what's going on, and that kind of thing. All that fun jazz. I was watching their Today Show. They're down there in Orlando for that new theme park that opened up down there. I'm telling you what, that looks like a lot of fun. I'm not a kid. Well, I guess I am a kid inside. But one of the roads is Mario. I'm not too crazy about the Harry Potter one. I think it would be kind of cool to go in that one. But Um, but Mario, I would love to go into. I think I would love. I think it's called Dark World or something. It's with the Wolfman and the mummies and Frankenstein's Bride and all that. Um, I thought there was another one. Oh, How to Train Your Dragon. I know that I would love to go in that one. I love the How to Train Your Dragon series books. Um, and now the new movie coming out. I can't wait to see that because it looks really good. Oh, sorry, I'm tired today. Of course, when I don't feel good, I usually like to sleep. Who doesn't, right? Yesterday, I did have for lunch. I had some chicken noodle soup. I thought, well, chicken noodle soup made me always feel good when I was a kid, so I fixed some chicken noodle soup, and then I saved some of the chicken broth later today. I'll have that. I'll probably have that here in a little bit. Um, Try to get some of that in my immune system. I don't know where I picked up cold up. Oh, I know where. Carmen. I've been lucky though. I really have been lucky. Knock on wood. I didn't get sick over the winter. I think maybe there was 1 or 2 days I kind of felt kind of yucky or felt like something's coming on, but never could say that I really got sick because I didn't get a flu shot this year. I try to take. I try to do it every other year. The only reason is because if your body gets immune to it, then you're not gonna. It's not gonna help anyways. I need to go and get my eyes done. My annual eye appointment. When you're a diabetic, you should always get your eyes checked every year, and I'm really behind on getting my eyes checked. Just been really busy doing stuff, but now that things are getting done, things are getting kind of settled down from getting things done, like getting the gazebo unpacked and getting things put up, all the spring decorations put up, getting the pool up and running, getting the crops in for the season, planting flowers, and once all that stuff gets kind of done, um, it makes it a lot easier to do some things that I need to get taken care of. Funny part is I haven't yawned once this morning until I turned you guys on. No lie. I haven't yawned once, and here I have yawned I don't know how many times, what, 3 or 4 times? So whoever's watching this, stop yawning, please. Because you're making me tired. Um, but it's a muddy mess around here right now. Like I said, yesterday and last night it rained and rained and rained. And Crazy Miko, he got himself, there's a root where I cut part of a tree down. It's still sticking up. I cut that, it wasn't last year, it was the year before. And I always wanted to dig it up. And taking the tractor down in there with how weight and everything, even my little small one tractor probably would not be a good idea. Um, because it's still very, very muddy. But anyways, he gets his chain wrapped around that root, and he must have been down there all night like that. I don't feel sorry for him because I told him to stay from. You would think a dog would learn. I thought dogs were pretty smart, but I got a dog that proves that whole um, theory wrong real quick because he's not the smartest dog in the tool shed. He really is not. So anyways, I went down there this morning to unwrap him and almost fell my butt. That's how muddy it is down there. I was sunk down in mud, and I'm like, oh, good thing I put on my boots. Crazy dog. But the animals are doing good. Everything here on the farm is doing good. Growing. Here it is Wednesday, and the grass is getting pretty shaggy again, but unfortunately we're calling for rain all day today until about Thursday morning. So needless to say, probably will not get mowed for Memorial Day weekend. Um, but I can't complain because I think the last two Memorial Day weekends we've had here on the farm have always been really nice. Been chilly. I mean, not, you know, it's been down in the low 60s sometimes, but that's okay. You got a nice warm fire, you know. So I'll have the fire going on Saturday. Probably won't be the best thing for someone who's got sinuses problems right now, but I can't resist it. I got to have a fire going. Um, Depends on how. Ooh, oh, depends on how wet the wood is too. That could be a problem there. But most of the wood is covered up that I use for the fire ring. Um, but yeah, what kind of things do you guys do on Memorial Day weekend? Do you guys do like a cookout? Do you guys go to the beach? I mean, I can't see anyone going to the beach around here. I'm not saying that they won't. I'm not saying that the local public pools won't be open. Um, I just personally would think it would be too cold to get in that water. Maybe if I was young, I probably wouldn't care, but oh my gosh. There must be carbon dioxide leaking in here because I cannot stop yawning. But yeah, what kind of things do you guys do? Do you like do the traditional fixings like, you know, potato salad, elbow macaroni, I don't know what you call it. Um, Stuff that I don't eat. Now I eat baked beans, which knock on wood, I have not had a request for baked beans. We're doing grilled hot dogs and hamburgers, and yeah. The wife, she's making cheesy potatoes. Trying to think what else. I don't know what my sister-in-law's bringing. Um, hmm. but yeah, we do, you know, the traditional stuff, you know, hamburgers, hot dogs, um, potato chips, and you know, and all kinds of good tasty treats. Which I haven't heard my wife say she's making any dessert. I better ask her about that today. I'm sure my sister-in-law will bring cupcakes or something like that, but she always brings cupcakes. Um, so I'm probably assuming that's probably what she's bringing. Um, but yeah, Memorial Day weekend, it's about remembering all those who give us this weekend coming up the right to practice the holiday and have freedom to do it. Hey, I did hear the gas prices are going to be down. It's going to be the lowest they've seen since the last not Biden administration, but the last time Donald Trump was in. So gas prices are heading in the right direction. Yes. Diesel will be still probably around here it's 308 a gallon. Um, it just depends on where you go for your gas as far as unleaded. Um, oh, I mean, I did not yawn once until I sit down here and talk to you guys. Isn't that great? Isn't that weird how you start yawning for no reason? And you're like, man, I guess I'm tired, you know, but it's like, I'm not really tired because I slept pretty good. Well, I mean, my back has been kind of bothering me a little bit. But I have that anytime the rain is here. Um, so I slept pretty good last night. So that means besides the back injury. Um, hey, Gypsy, you got anything you want to say? Huh? Nothing? Got nothing to say, huh? Okay. Gypsy says that she don't have anything to say to us. Um, Miko, he's just talking to whoever will listen to him. He's the crazy, crazy, crazy dog. Oh shoot! I killed myself. Um, well, that's pretty much it. If you didn't get to see Sunday's message, it was a really good message for you to listen to. Go back and watch that video. I'll put that down in the description of this video. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I really don't have much to really to report on. Um, yeah. Um, but Sunday, I'll have something for you guys to listen to that'll be uplifting. Probably something to do towards honoring our vets. Um, and speak of rain, it's just starting to rain right now. The sun is going away slowly. Um, but here is something I want you to think about. I'm going to start doing this every Wednesday. A little question for you to think about. That way it kind of, gives you something to think about throughout the week. Or the rest of the week, I should say. Whose words have you allowed to shape your life? Whose words have you allowed to shape your life? What words from the scriptures are inspiring you today in your walk with Christ? What scriptures are inspiring your walk with Christ? So, whose words have you allowed to shape your life? What words from the scriptures that are inspiring your expiring? Oh my gosh, inspiring you today. Okay, so what scriptures is your go-to? I mean, we all have some. When I'm having some, doubts or whatever, I know what scriptures I go to right away. If I'm um, having a blessed week, there's still scriptures that I go to. See, I don't praise God just in the storms. I praise God in the time that He gives me at peace. So there's always scriptures for us to always look at and um, that it can inspire us. And there's those around us that inspire us as well. That shapes our life, I can say that right off the bat, the one that I could say that inspired my life was my grandmother. And I know that most people will say, well, your parents or, and everyone has their own person in their life that really they can look back and say, you know what, they really did do that. Now, my parents inspired my life and shaped me with hard work. Um, they inspired me to always um, work hard for what you have. It's not going to be a handout. I grew up in a blue collar factory home. Both of my parents worked at the factory. I know can't speak today, but anyways, so they inspire me by that. And then there's those like my grandmother, my great aunt, um, a great woman who's went on to be with the Lord. She helped sort of raise us when my parents were working. We would go to her house. She was always babysitting kids, and she really, I can look back and they both, her and her husband both were a part of my life, and like when she was alive, she would always say, "Well, do you like lima beans yet?" And I'm like, "No, I don't like lima beans yet." Oh man, she would give me lima beans. I hated lima beans. Uh, for summertime, for lunch for a kid, man, I don't know where it came from or why. It was like torture. Ham salad, pimento cheese, like I was talking about potato salad. Oh gosh, I hated that stuff. And that'd be our lunch, man, I hated that kind of lunch. I really did. And see, growing up, when I grew up as a kid, something that I passed down to my kids, what's on the table is what you get. Back in my, when growing up, I didn't have the option of, can I have some chicken nuggets? Can I have a corn dog? Or can I have some fish sticks instead? No, you got what was put on your plate and you ate it. And if we were at her house, you didn't get up from the dinner table till your plate was almost clean. You had to at least eat some portion of that food. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. And yeah, And she'd watch you like a hawk too. If she would know if you threw your sandwich out, you know, because we'd be outside or something, sitting at the big table eating, and all. Everyone else was eating their sandwich. Maybe someone I can't remember if everyone liked the sandwiches, but I know I was one that did not like it. But anyway, she would know if you tried to throw it in the grass or whatever, 'cause she'd find it. And if she found it, yeah, it wasn't always good. But them were the memories that I had. They were great memories, you know. Yeah, maybe back then it was felt like it was traumatizing, but it really wasn't. It was teaching me a valuable lesson that you're at least to try something new. And I have done that throughout my life. Lime beans, no. I love you to pieces. I know you're looking down laughing, but um, no. Lime beans, I am. That's one vegetable that I will not touch. I don't mind peas so much as long as it's mixed up with like a mixed vegetable or in a soup. I don't mind them like that. Even lime beans, I wouldn't mind in vegetable soup. Usually, I don't find lime beans as vegetable soup, but if they were there, I'd probably eat it. Um, yeah, I've always tried something new. You know, of course, growing up, we never my dad was Vietnam vet, and I think that's why we never had Asian food in our home because the smell probably would have him PTSD. And um, but I remember as I got into high school, a friend of mine took me to a Chinese buffet, or it was a what was that? Mark Pies, I think it was there in Lancaster. I think it was Mark Pies was the only Japanese place we had there, or Chinese food. I don't know if you want to call it Japan food. I don't know what you call it. But anyways, it was Asian food, and that was the first time that I ever tried sweet and sour chicken. He said, "Well, what do you think you would like?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. Well, what kind of things are good?" And he said, "Well, I would start out with chicken and sweet and sour chicken. You probably would like that." And I did. I loved it. And that was, I think it was the first time I ever ate rice. And I could be wrong about that, but if I remember that was the first time that I ate with chopsticks, and yeah, it was great. I loved it, and I can still remember that first time smelling that Chinese food. Yeah, but them were the people that I can think inspired me. Just like my parents worked hard for what you have. Um, my grandmother taught me the Bible. She taught me other things that I wish that I would have wrote down. Like her famous shortcakes. And these are like a lot of people say. Well, it's because your grandmother made it and you liked it. But she used to make roasted chicken. Oh, it fell off the bone. It was always so good. But she'd make these for strawberries to put over these I don't know what you want to call them, but they were the best biscuit thing, whatever you want to call them, I've ever had, and I've only had them from there. And I'll tell you something else that I remember. This goes off. I'm going off the topic. You can tell I'm getting hungry. Um, Bunker Hill rolls from our elementary school. See, back when I went to school, you had mashed potatoes, gravy, you had fried chicken, you had a dinner roll, and you had this thing called Bunker Hill roll. And it was like this. It was like monkey bread, but it was like a roll, and it was sticky, and it was brown, and it was sweet, and had cinnamon. It was the best dessert I ever had in my life. And of course, I was a kid. Maybe that was as good then. But oh, I love monkey bread because that's about the closest I can come to that Bunker Hill roll. Well, that's what they used to call it, Bunker Hill roll. I don't know why they ever called it. And I've tried to Google Bunker Hill roll, and there's all kinds of different things comes up for that. Be careful when you Google things because you never know what's going to pop up, okay? Because trust me, you can type in a word, and next thing you know, you have all kinds of crazies. I mean, it's like going down that rabbit hole. Um, but yeah, them were the fondest memories. My great aunt, she was another person that she was a Christian, and they just taught me valuables of how to garden, how to plant, and good food. Now, my great aunt Hazel, she she cooked stuff like okra and it always stunk. I don't remember eating too much things from her house because my great aunt lived here on this street, and my grandmother lived on this street, and they were right next to each other, so I could mow both of their yards right back to back, and then yeah, it was fondest memories growing up going down there. You know, my brother and sister never really went down to my grandmother's house unless it was holidays. You know, we all go down there as a family, but and to this day, I still don't know how we fit all them people in that little house. Because when I was a kid, you thought that house was big, but I remember going in there after my grandma passed away because they were going through stuff, and I thought, man, this house is so small. But how did we do it with all these tables? There was tables always set up, and we'd always gather around for Christmas dinner, and I don't know how we all fit in that house. I really don't. I know there were people sitting out on the front porch, and maybe that's how it was. It was people spread out, but yeah, everyone fit in that little tiny house. Yeah, good old memories. All right. Well, peace, love, and joy comes from knowing our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I think that will be it for this week's video, and I will see you on the next video. Love y'all. See you on the next video, and thank you. Thank you from the farm for sharing our videos and subscribing. See ya. Bye.
I wake up every morning, see the sunrise on the land. Fields of gold and rolling hills built by God's own hand. There's a Bible on my table and a flag out by the gate. In this land of faith and freedom, we stand up proud and pray. This is Jesus' country, where the eagle flies high, where the stars and stripes keep waving underneath